There you go.
Angel guys. What is that? Angel out here.
That is like what they would
like in a class or something, you sit there and the light is appearing.
You're gonna break it.
I guess you could make homemade bomb or something.
I guess, but the smokeless powder would be way better for that, or you can buy tannerite at Walmart that's way more than that.
Moved here in '83.
I'll think about
This
that.
one, he moved dying. But this particular one would have been, should have been steel.
On these tables here, these are representative.
Only brass frame I know of is the Spilberg.
With the War of
That's
1812,
where you might be
through the War of
confused.
Mexico.
He can explain it better because Wayne's one told me.
Down
'Cause I
here,
picked it up.
infantrymen would have been kitted out in the War of 1812. And this is how a dragoon or a horse soldier would have been fitted out from the U.S. in the War of Mexico.
And you called the soldier a what?
Dragoon for a horse soldier. And there is a main difference between a dragoon and a cavalryman. Cavalrymen are actually very short-term fighting forces. They're really more.
Oh, too funny. That would be so funny.
Any questions about anything?
Oh my goodness, yeah, just pose against the tree.
They got an egg.
Yeah, it was 1700, but it was, yeah. So this was
These are all, some of the people are real people who live in that time.
He's done with the hay, but the grass is soy. He's like,
They only like her. She must taste good.
you're welcome.
Where's your brother at? Well, send him over here so we can say hi to him.
I'm packed around to both you kids. Both of you.
Oh, you're twins? All right. What's your first name?
Luke, Sarah,
All right.
What's your last name?
Ash.
Ash.
Hey.
Hey, how's Peggy?
She is, I think it's her heart. I just don't know if I can read it out here. Cardiologist was in to see Peggy. Her heart is not.
And John Hancock loves lace. He has it imported from France. Okay, are you ready? I may need your help, Paul Revere. Hold on to him. Okay, are you ready? Say, declaring our independence. Now, of course, this happens in 251. Well, sorry, this is going to happen next year, right? Because Paul Revere is writing in 18th of April in 75. So we are really upset with you. We keep trying to get you to like stop paying because we wouldn't mind being loyalists, but now we're going to be patriots. And are you ready? John Hancock, can you find your signature there? Take your feather and I'll hold on to your invisible ink. Okay, put some invisible ink onto your feather. Okay, are you ready? Okay, get a little bit more on there. Okay. And now please sign your name. And you sign it large enough that you don't need your spectacles to be able to see where this is. But everybody say, and we do remember
And we do remember
that in July 4th of 1776, they voted on this. they did not sign it that day because they had a proof copy. They wanted to make a beautiful copy, which took a few more weeks. So just to remember that this is the day, can you say, at this time in July 1776, I, John Hancock, is the president of the Continental Congress, which is why I got to sign it first and make sure that I signed it really large. Go ahead, smile beside, look at my neighbor and smile beside your signature. Yeah, okay.
The cabin in behind us is the cabin of Josiah and Elizabeth Crawford. And Josiah and Elizabeth Crawford is Diana and I's great grandma and grandpa. And Abraham Lincoln lived by them, or lived as neighbors to them. And Abraham Lincoln would work for my grandpa. He worked a lot for my grandpa. In fact, he made a cabinet that's in there in our museum right now that he made for my grandma and grandpa. And that they lost track of what I was doing. He knew that Abraham was a real reader. He wanted to study. He wanted to learn. And so Abraham knew that Josiah Crawford had the book on George Washington's life. So Abraham borrowed that book and took it upstairs one night and was reading it by candlelight. And he laid it off to the side, and it rained that night. The roof leaked and break that book. So Abraham had to come down and tell my grandpa that they rent the book because it rained on it. And he did, and my grandpa was pretty hard-nosed. And he said, "Now, Abraham, you're going to have to learn to be responsible for things." And he said, "Since you rent that book, you're going to have to work 3 days for me to pay for that book." And Abraham Lincoln worked 3 days for him for that read the book, and my grandpa gave him the book on George Washington's life. And I've contended that Diana and I have contended that this part of his life, I think, maybe helped him become president of the United States.
And because it was 1816 to 1830, 14 formative years in Spencer County.
Yeah.